we are now going to talk about 3 pieces on the collection, and you might notice, have a new member. This is Adrian, who fits for our extended sizes, the 18 and 20 and the extra, extra large.
Yes, and we're really excited. So all 3 pieces, obviously, that Adrian's wearing and Julie's wearing come in those extended sizes. And, we're so thrilled. But of course, there is a little bit of a learning curve for all of you to understand how we've fit these garments, and honestly a bit of a learning curve for us as well. And Adrian, we can't be more grateful to her because she has years of fit experience and we have learned so much from her. So there's a lot of nuance to it. You've heard us talk before about just grading garments, garments getting bigger or smaller, but it's not the case that in order to fit an extra extra large, you're making every single part of it that much bigger, because people don't grow like that, So we just want to make sure we're accommodating the extra, extra large gal in terms of, her bust and her bicep and all of that, but without making it look at all sloppy, making it too big in certain areas. So we've just learned a ton from Adrian, and we think it's such a great visual for you to see how we've certainly not wavered from our intended fit from, size 8, size medium on Julie, to size extra, extra large, size 18 on Adrian.
So let's start with the Kenya jacket. So you can see on Julie the perfect width of the shoulder, how it sits on her shoulder. This is a cotton spandex fabrication, so it is a woven with stretch. You can see everything, the placket, nothing is pulling. Again, it's that issue of the balance. The balance is right. Thank you, Julie. At the side seam, it's even front to back. And then if you don't mind turning, and the back, you can see that it's, again, straight across. And there's the back flap lies smooth and flat. We have the gathered at the back center seam. No pulling, though. Good reach. And the collar sits close to her neck, framing her face.
And so you can see, again, basically the same points of measurement that you want to really take into account. What does your client's shoulders look like, especially in this more tailored kind of jacket? So you want to fit those shoulders really well, and then think about of course, her bust also. And so you want it to be easy. So you can see from Julie to Adrian that we've done that. So it fits Adrian really well here. We worked really hard with her to understand the sleeve and the sleeve construction and the armhole, because I think when we first started out, our first few attempts, we made the armhole just ridiculously big and the sleeve ridiculously big, and it just wasn't flattering, and she didn't need it. So we were able to really work hard on that so that she has, all of this great ease. She could still put a long sleeve blouse under here, but it doesn't add unnecessary bulk in any way. So if you could turn around too, Adrian. So again, same kind of fit as on Julie. You have this waist definition here, but there's no pulling, no straining, and it just gives, her a great overall shape.
And also, always, you want to make sure, I'm just going to move in here, that you can button without pulling. So that's another crucial point of measure, that when you do button a jacket, it doesn't pull or gape. Even if you are never buttoning this garment.
You want it to meet easily, and you don't want to have any strain.
Yeah, so you can see this looks gorgeous on everyone. Also, another crucial thing, I'm always rolling the sleeves up, but we want to look, no problem. The sleeve length, it just hits at such a nice point, and then has a nice shape, a nice semi-tapered shape, and then with your little cuff.
Yeah, definitely. And, this was something else we worked with Adrian on, that, it's not like your wrist is getting that much larger necessarily. So, we don't need to make it that big. But we did need to think about, this gal rolling up her sleeve and having this be really comfortable also.
Yeah. So now we're going to put Julie in the smaller size so you can see the points of measure that would get too small if somebody is wearing the wrong size.
Julie is now in the size small Kenya jacket, and we have her buttoned up, and yes, she can still button the jacket, but we're going to show you all the other points that actually are indicators of it being actually too small for her. So one of the first things, you see these creases here, that's happening because the shoulder is actually too small and the armhole's too small, and then it's getting too small across her biceps. So you can see even just with the tiniest movement, a lot of strain there. And it's, so, you know, all of that is a sign that it's not, you know, actually big enough for Julie.
Yes, it's not pulling as she buttons it, but it is hiking due to, you know, these other factors. And then if you don't mind turning around, it's just too tight across the back. And then we see, even when your arms are down, do you see the split? Like this was all, it meets, and there's complete coverage of our little cute back flap, but that is pulling now that it's a little too small for her. Your shoulder seam is in from, you know, the edge of your shoulder where you want it to come to the edge of the shoulder, and the other one was so perfect. And then if you can turn back around, I think the collar again.
So you can see how it's standing away from her. So the whole thing, like Julie has said before, when it's too small, it starts to fall back right up, just to find a spot that it can sit on her body.
And the sleeve, it tapers too small, and then it's hitting at a not very cute spot.
Yeah, yeah. And how does it feel, Julie?
You guys covered all the points. It's
Yeah.
exactly that. And mostly when I reach, it really grabs on the front muscle because it's just too small and it doesn't accommodate my shoulder width.
Right.